Haiti borders with the Dominican.
Her name is Serena Buffalino. They call her Mrs. B, and her class always begins with a pledge.
Something local, something global. Haiti.
They're words that carry
Yes.
weight here. Helping yourself means helping others, giving back, here and a world away in Haiti.
And nobody's helping them, except for people like us.
It was through her the class learned of Haiti, of the nearly 1 million orphans, many with no school, no support, no Mrs. B in their lives.
They could not wrap their head around that.
Mrs. B's students are among Toronto's most at risk. Their challenges vary from emotional and behavioral difficulties to learning disabilities. Their trauma so severe they can't function in a regular school setting, and we aren't allowed to show most of their classmates.
For most of the kids, most of society has turned them away. And in this classroom, they're accepted. They're accepted no matter what for who they are.
Take Yolanda. She came here last year so burdened and withdrawn, she would often fall silent, sometimes for days on end. It was, she says, Mrs. B's patience, her quiet encouragement, that saved her.
She actually saves people's lives from dangers.
And perhaps that's why these marginalized kids feel such a kinship with the orphans of Haiti, and why they were moved to act.
And so when Yolanda and Jackie and Patrick said, well, Miss B, we need to build them a school.
Build a school, no easy task. They started out raising money. They sold samosas, washed cars, screened movies, you name it. And in just a few months, this little class raised $20,000. So much, it's not just a one-room schoolhouse they can build, but a full 3-story school. And so Mrs. B set off on a journey she'd dreamed of, up into the dusty mountains above Port-au-Prince to a town called Canaan. It's home to thousands of earthquake refugees who live with no running water, no electricity, and no school, until now. The first step was a temporary school. It's up and running, 53 students already in uniform. The permanent school for 250 is growing from its foundations.
It makes me want to cry because she just makes me feel so awed, and I'm very proud of her.
All of this because of a handful of students back in Canada and Mrs. B, the teacher who believed in them.
These are for you.
At another fundraiser, a special tribute to the students, accepted by someone who without Mrs. B might not be here.
They believe in me and I believe in them, and together we not only change our lives, but we change the world around us.
For inspiring great things and seeing the potential in everyone, Serena Buffalino is this week's Everyday Hero.
This is the reason why I do what I do, is because of Yolanda and all the...
Yes, 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 and it is Friday. Are we ready today? Are we ready for Friday? Well, if you're not, we're here. So how are we doing today? Oh my God, I love every day of my life. I really do. I really, truly do. And one thing I'm going to do, because I just got to make sure. Let me just check something really quick, because I want to make sure that somebody said that they couldn't hear me. You know, we got to do tech checks here. And when you're doing production, hosting, doing interviews, when you start off, you got to do all different hats. And that's part of, starting a business. So you got to make sure that you're doing all hats. So now I can hear myself. Yes. And I see. Yay. So good morning. Welcome to the Diamond Factor Experience Show with Barbara Beckley and experts and special guests. Yes, I always like saying that because like I always say, and I want to keep saying this, it takes a team. It takes a team to get you from here to here to here. I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people are like, well, I could do it all on my own. But you know what? Is that really working for you sometime? I can tell you myself because I've been there and sometimes I still have to do it because when you're starting off or you're in the midst of molding your empire, as I call it, some things you have to do on your own. Some things you might, you got to be the marketing person. You got to be the editing person. You have to be the, to make sure, the social media person. And you have to be the accountant. This is just a flail thing. But why would you want to do all this, especially if all that's not your expertise? That's not your gift in you. I always tell people, if you can delegate and find others that have that gift so you can focus on your gift, because that's what it's all about. It's really, you're trying to move away all the other stuff that's not really valuable to you and really focus on what you do. Now, say for me, I love to do interviews. I love to meet people. I love to speak. I love to teach about the social media secrets and help people get through the social media universe because it's a huge universe. I mean, just on one platform, you can teach forever. I mean, you could pick like LinkedIn, let's just use an example, and just teach on that. I love doing things. I love finding out things. I like researching. That's the kind of stuff I like to do. I like to organize it and all that kind of stuff with that. Marketing and sales, I have to do it because it's part of my business. But if I can give that and delegate that to somebody else, I don't have no problem with that. I'm not going to argue. Graphics, I do some of them. You see some of these videos and stuff now that's on here. I did that, but I have to learn through trial and error because that's not really my gift. That's something that I taught myself and people taught me. And thank God for LaWanna Brad from throwing out a big thank you to her because she helped me out with really understanding how to do what you call storyboarding when you're doing a video. So that's bringing somebody in that has those gifts so they can teach you what you need to know. So please, when you are either starting off or in the midst or been doing your business for a while, always remember you want to focus on what you do. That's your PPD, your purpose, passion, and drive. That's the foundation. You're focusing on what you do. So why try to do everything else? And then it kind of like you kind of put your stuff that you do to the side because now you got to sit there and concentrate on all this other stuff that you really shouldn't be doing. So, this is, I know this hopefully is for somebody because this wasn't where I was going, but, things come out when you start to talk. So you never know where things are lying here. So hopefully you took that and it helped and it works for you as a tip. Like I said, I'm always here to help enlighten, give some value, give some awareness, and give some learning. And that's what this Diamond Factor experience is all about. So with that, I always want to also go into something that you can think of, something positive that I want to read off of to just help you move to that needle a little bit more, move that needle a little bit higher in your life. Today, I want to go a little bit into gratitude. Every day is a blessing. Every moment of every day is full of gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for, even when life is tough. Even when life is tough. Gratitude has a snowball effect, opening your world up to many opportunities, even during a bad day when you are stuck in a rut. I hate that. You're stuck in a rut. You can be grateful at night that the day is over. He's like, okay, that day's done. Let's move on another one. Looking back at your challenges, looking back at your life challenges, you can see the lessons you learned and the opportunities that came out of these lessons. See, that's the biggest thing. What opportunities, what came out? What was those aha moments when you was going through, if you want to say, in a rut, stuck in a rut, or I hate to say stuck in a rut, because that's just a temporary thing because we move forward in what the different things that we deal with. So what lessons did you learn, the opportunities that you see from those life lessons? Rise above disappointment. Let the past mistakes go. Do not hold on or beat yourself up. Woo, that's a big one for me. I have to admit, that is a big one for me. Do not beat yourself up. Admit, forgive, and move on, being grateful for these disappointments as you continue your journey. So we want to be grateful. A lot of people say, grateful for disappointments and stuff. Yeah, we have to be grateful because we're learning and growing from there, and it's building um, our our character. It's building our character. So you want to be grateful, no matter how much you see it. Be grateful for them as you continue your journey. Allow courage and determination to move you forward as you feel gratitude in your heart, for these are life lessons. They're life lessons. Today, be grateful for everything. Being able to see, smell, touch, hear, and taste life. Just be grateful for living. Be grateful for living. And I always tell people, and I know sometimes I get on people's nerves when I ask them, I said, what are you grateful for today? What can you be grateful for today? And they're like, I don't really know. I don't know what to be grateful for, Barbara. Why you ask me this question? And I'm like, because every day we should be grateful for something. And if you can't find anything to be grateful for, which to me is just boggles my mind that you can't, but you get people that say that they can't figure out what to be grateful for. I said, you're talking to me, you got up this morning and you're moving your hands and you're listening and you're talking to me. That's grateful enough. A lot of people, including me, it used to be that I would think, I'm doing this every day. I wake up every day. I hear, I move my feet, I move my hands. How about if my hand wasn't there anymore? How about if I lost my hand, especially my right hand? How about if that went away? How about if something happened, just like a medical disease or whatever? And I have it. I do everything with my right hand. Do you think that I would really miss something if that was gone? So I need to be grateful for my right hand. I need to be grateful that, I have ears to hear. There's a lot of people out there that just can't hear. And I know that their other genius pops in when that happens. So when something is missing, other things heighten, like sight or, other things within your body. But why not be grateful that you have it? Because any time you can lose anything. Things can happen in your life. You can go one day and the next day, everything can turn around. Everything can turn around. So let's be grateful for the day. And then the things that we go through, like I said, let's be grateful for those journeys that we take, because those are lessons learned. I used to fight tooth and nail about that, because I was like, I was doing a long time in my 20s. I don't know if a lot of people, maybe it's not you. Like I said, I'll put myself there because I know I did it and I don't have a problem in saying this, what I did. I used to be in the group of why me group. Yeah. Why me? Why did this happen to Barbara? Why do I have to go through this stage in life? Why do they always talk about me? Why, every time I do something, it seems like it takes forever. My patience is being challenged all the time until this day, until now, my patience is still being challenged. But why? 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 That was the group that I was in a long, long time ago. I called the why group, why me group. And then somebody came to me. See, it always takes somebody in your life. You never know. People, places, and things happen. And somebody just asked me the question, well, why not you? You were chosen to go through this certain ordeal because you were chosen to get through it, which you are. It's taking some time here and there, but you are. And then once you get through it, now you got to tell the story. You got to tell the story to others, because what you went through, don't you think that you're not the only one? Okay. You're special, Barbara. I know you got a special gift in you and everything that you always say, but you're not special in the sense of you're not the only one that went through a certain ordeal. There's a lot of people that went through losing a very, very, very monumental person in their life. There's a lot of people that went through cancer. There's a lot of people that was sexually abused. So don't think you're special. Let's just say you went through that situation in your life so you can connect and help people because got through it. You went through it. You dealt with all of the hurt and the pain and the words that still stick in your head sometime when people used to call you, you're no good, you're not going to do anything, you're not important. You got to take those life lessons or situations that happen, the journey, and build that into helping another person. Can't be selfish. See, it went from why me syndrome that this is happening to I can't afford to be selfish in this particular instant, and I need to tell my story. Stories are good. Stories puts the feeling in somebody and say, wow, that person went through this. I am dealing with some things in my life, and I am not alone now. So it's really important, truly, 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 truly important to, first of all, be thankful, be grateful for what we deal with. I know, I can hear it now, but Barbara, you just don't understand. You know how many times I have told that to so many people? Well, you just don't understand what I'm dealing with. Well, see, it's not you. I'm going through this, so you don't understand that. You know, and people look at me like, okay, Barbara, live a little bit longer. Believe me, I understand certain things. Now, they might not go exactly because, you know, they're not you, but they might have went through some things particular in their lives, or a loss. If it was some kind of loss, I could tell people I lost my dad when I was 17. That's, you know, a lot of people know my story about that. And I can turn around and tell people, you don't understand. He left me at 17. I mean, I didn't know who else to turn to. He was my, you know, my rock. He was my diamond, as I call. And then somebody will turn around to me. I said, well, I lost my daughter. They say you don't supposed to bury your children before you. Now you telling me I don't understand about your loss, but do you understand that I lost my only daughter? You know, it puts another perspective in your head when you start hearing those stories, those people, the journey that they went through. And then you have to tell yourself, wait a minute, you're right. Just because, you know, I went through my ordeal with my dad, that person's going through a whole new ordeal with losing their child. So, you know, we have to be open and listen and really understand that, yeah, there is some understanding there. There's different routes, different journeys that we take, but there's the same concept. Some people might look at a loss of their job. Some people maybe worked at their job for 20, 30 some years. Then all of a sudden they go under. They have to get rid of everybody. You're cut, you're gone. Everything that you've been that you went through at your job, every people that you met, the clients that you loved your job. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's gone. That's a loss. That's a different type of loss, but it's still a loss. So that's why I'm really careful when I tell people, well, you don't understand what I'm going through. You don't know what they understand. Get to understand that person. So with that, I know you're like, Barbara, you're just talking. And I'm supposed to have this wonderful, tremendous guest today. Yes, Allison. But again, the journey, things happen. And things happened today for her. A personal emergency happened. So she couldn't come on the show. But that's okay. Because you need to know how to get through that journey, right? So we're telling you that I always go back, and usually Fridays are my archive interview Fridays. That's why I call my archive interview Fridays, where I pull interviews that I've done in the past from my Diamond Factor Spotlight interviews that I do at times. And I want to show one today. This was and she was on the show just a few weeks ago because she's part of the Power Up Summit. Her name is Tanya Blackwood. She is just amazing. And she's going to be funny because if she looks at this or she has time to see this show, she's going to be like, wait a minute. I'm doing such and such, because she's just a celebrity. How did I get on her show again? When did this happen? Well, Tanya Blackwood, I am honoring you today by pulling you from my archive interviews, and I'm going to play it so people can hear the lovely, lovely way what you work with, how influence motivator that you are. If you didn't listen to her a few weeks ago when she was on the panel on this show, you're going to really get to know her more. We had a wonderful conversation. I would say I always call my interviews conversations more so than just an interview, but it sounds so like, but I love to have the conversation with people to get to know them, get to like them, get to trust, as we say when we're building relationships to get clients, the like, no trust factor. So let's get to know Tanya today. And after that, I'll come back on and we'll wrap it up. Always take good notes. I mean, I've learned so much from these ladies. So before that, I have to start the show the right way because I know I've been talking. Here we go. Can't wait for them drum set. It's coming to pass. In a minute, you're going to see me on this show. I'm going to be beating them drums, and you'll be like, she did it. She said she was going to do it. So here we go. We're gonna listen to Miss Tanya Blackwood's interview that I did with her a few months ago. And I'm telling you, she's very powerful. I know you will enjoy our conversation we had. Diamond Spotlight interview. My name is Barbara Beckley, the founder of the Diamond Factor LLC, where the mission is to empower women to understand their PPD, their purpose, their passion, and their drive. And this platform is to make sure to increase their visibility and shine like a diamond to the world. And today we are spotlighting. I always call the ladies that come on Queen Diamonds because I look at them as royalty. And we have a queen in the house today that I've been really looking forward to talking to. It's funny when you meet people in a short time, but then they bring such a big energy in your life and you just want to just be a part of that. And this lady is, to me, that energy. Tony Blackwood, she is passionate about helping women tap into their God gift talents and use life pains and obstacles to propel them into their purpose. Her motto, you can rise from any situation and reclaim your life. You can make a confident comeback. Oh, I love it. I love it. Hi, yes. Queen. Hi, Queen. Hi, Queen.
Hello. I'm excited. I'm excited to finally be here with you. This is terrific. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
No problem. I mean, it's funny because I know we're together and part of a collaboration book, and we've seen each other and make it happen. And I just said to myself, when I seen you and I heard you talk the first time we were together collaborating with some other ladies in the book, I said, she just has this dynamic energy. And sometimes, you know how some people, you're like, you feel like the end when people are kind of like, yeah, loud, all that kind of stuff. You're like, whoa, they got a lot of energy. But you have this like God gift energy that's kind of a soft tone, but still a strong. Wow. And I felt that when we met, and I was like, I gotta talk to her. We gotta talk with her.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's
I
so
felt
sweet.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I see
I,
why you help women so much understand, they tap into, because I can see that's that gift that you have. So
thank
thank God that
you.
you're amazing in that. But yeah, I just was like, whoo, just got goosebumps almost. Like, what's going
Well,
on?
we're going to share goosebumps because I feel like what you do is so powerful. I feel like because we lose track in life of the fact that we lose our shine sometimes. Life beats us around and we forget that we're extraordinary and that we are a diamond. And yeah, the diamond goes through a process, and some of it, the process is still happening. Like I'll dare say that I'm still going through some processing right now. I don't believe that we're ever really done, but that doesn't mean that we can't shine. That doesn't. And once you find your purpose, it's almost like this light will come from you, and for me, I want to be the light for other people to find their way, you know?
Yes, definitely.
So I feel we're the same in that regard. So I was so excited when you asked me to come.
Yes. And I love how when you said, we're like to find the way. And I feel like you're that, how you got the lamp, like, when you see in the movies, you see the person holding the lamp to try to get through the tunnels. That's what
Uh-huh.
I see you as. You're like that light. And then everybody behind you is following, saying, oh, she's leading us somewhere, guiding us where we need to go. And that's what I see. You're that, that leader in that. So,
Thank
ooh,
you.
powerful.
I
See, now I even,
appreciate that.
I'm sitting here just so engulfed in what we talking about. I'm forgetting what I'm supposed to be asking. See how
That's
that
all right.
goes? See, that's why I love the
It's your thing.
conversations.
It's
I
your
love the
thing. We got
conversation.
time.
Yeah. So now, okay, let me go back to awesome, amazing you, as always. So you have, I noticed, as breeding, because I always do the research and I
You
always make
gotta
sure I
do the
know my
research.
queens. And
Mm,
I mean, I was looking at it. I said, she's okay. You're an international, I'm saying international speaker. You're an author. You're a coach.
yeah.
I mean, you're just, oh my God. I mean, you just have so many hats. And I'm like, in this day and age, I know we all like, everybody says, you got to have, going on. But what I noticed about you, though, each category that you're in, each thing that you do it so well. You do it so
Oh,
well.
thank
And
you.
it's not like it's kind of like, oh, she's, you see some people, you can kind of tell they're kind of like, okay, they need to
All
kind of,
over the place.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then people are saying it over and over again. And they're like, okay, you're all over the place, but not in a good way. You're all over the place, like you're
Yeah.
scattered.
Yeah. You're
Uh,
scattered.
yeah.
Yeah. And I thank you for the compliment. There is, there's a couple of moving parts, right? And then, we step up, we'll get on a project, and then we're on the project and another project will come and we're like, oh my gosh, that project. So, God had to sit me down and say, okay, mm, this, I have to check in with daddy. That's what I call
Yes.
it. Because we could go flying off on our own agenda, and it's not even in the place, it's not even in a place that he wants us to be. It's not a table that he wants us sitting in front of. So yes, I have a lot of stuff going on, but I really, authentically, I will say, I had to sit back and say, okay, what are we doing? And it was at the end of last year that I said, you know what, we have this thing we do every year at our church, and we pick a word to carry us through the following year, something we stand behind, we pray over it and all. And my word is presence for 2021.
Mm.
And so not only presence in that I need to be a presence wherever I go, but I need to be in his presence this year more than ever. And I need to be present in everything that I'm involved in, on top of being more visible, because you say presence and people think right away visibility. And yes, I'm working on that this year. But I'm really working on being present with him and being present for my sisters and my family. A lot of us, we get pulled in a lot of different directions and we forget to be present. The phone's in our hand,
Mm-hmm.
we're doing 50 million things, but the person that we're sitting with, like, I'm sitting with you right now. I'm here. You got all of me. You
Yeah,
know,
I
it's
love
tough to
that.
do that when you're an entrepreneur and you're really busy. But being present is so important.
It's I love that you said that, Tony, because Tanya, because
Either one's
I've been
fine.
talking. Huh? Excuse me.
Either one's fine. That's my nickname.
I don't want to say, I don't want to mess it up. But I was thinking about when you were saying present, I've been talking a lot about active listening.
Oh
I've been
yeah,
speaking on
that's
that a
it.
lot. And I feel like that goes together because I tell people, how are you going to really sit back and listen to an individual about what they're talking about if you're in your mind already trying to think about what you have to say next to them?
Yes, ma'am.
And that just
Yes.
really, it's like a pet peeve of mine now. It's like, what are you doing? I
Yes.
could tell you were waiting for me to, and I would say like this, I'll just be blunt, to
You
shut
can
up.
see it,
So
right?
you
You can see it.
you can see it. Because they're just like, you can just tell they're thinking, they're like in their mind, your head, their eyes. And you're like, sometimes
Yes.
I just stop. I stop. I do. I really stop and say,
Yeah.
okay, why don't you just say what you have to say? Because I can tell you're not engaged with me or
Hmm.
trying to figure out what I'm trying to say or listening. And that
That's so
takes,
true.
that to me as being, and I think we're both in that mode because we're both, coaches, mentors, that's a really, that's the most powerful thing you're supposed to have is to make
Hmm.
sure that you're sitting there active listening, like you
That
said,
you're
being
present.
present with them.
That's so
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're present, then that's when the real conversation happens because that, like you just said, you may say something that really moves that individual, and if they're not present, they won't be able to react or respond to it. So, it's just crucial for me. And I don't know if it's one of those in the by and by things you learn as you get older. I don't really care. I'm seasoned, yes, and it's important. It's important. It
Mhm.
changes your life,
It
you
does.
know?
Does it does. So I'm
Mhm.
see that's what makes you an amazing person to help these women. And when you say, see, I love the biggest thing because I know we both believe, God, Jesus, and that's
Yes.
our foundation. So I love when you say God gives spirit gifts, but see, if you're not present, like you said, you helping them, guide them, if you're not on that same wavelength and really understanding what that daddy is saying, then
Hmm.
everything can go in a whole different direction, and you're kind
Yeah.
of like doing it just an injustice for the clients and the people that you talk to. So
Yeah.
that's like the extra that you have to say, okay, let me get myself grounded, let me talk to dad, and then from that
Hmm.
point, then the women that come into my life that they want me to help them and propel them are already getting that communication.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so
You have
powerful.
to be connected. You have to be connected to, I mean, it's so important. I know you feel the same way. I have yesterday, one of my coaching sessions, I was present and listening, but also in awe and like a proud mama. I don't know if you have any of those sessions with your clients. You probably have loads of them, but just sitting back and just thinking of how she was before and how she's evolved and the fact that she's put the work in. It's nothing better than meeting with one of your clients and they've actually put the work in, and that's when the payoff comes. And really, that was a great example for me for yesterday of just I spent most of our session actively listening to all the things and all the growth that she's experiencing now.
Yeah.
And it's important when people are looking to you to guide them that they feel like you really locked in on them and where they want to go, what they want to do. And for me, I was dealing with the loss of a business and an illness on top of that, um, which helped, I would say, expedite or accelerate the depression that I was in.
Mm.
Because, I was walking around, and it wasn't until I got into the book project, Courageous Enough to Launch, that I told that story about how I lost my first business to, the crash in 2008.
Yeah.
And I'd been walking around thinking I was the failure instead of that the business failed.
Mm. Mm.
till I released that, I was in a funk, and my illness had me in a low place. So honestly, it took God to pop me upside my head. I call it, you've heard me say this, the whisper. It took that voice to say, sweetie, who do you think you are? I made you. How dare you sit down on what I've given you? I gave that to you. You are me. So how dare you sit down on you better get up. You better rise. And so there came Then I Rise, because I feel like you can rise from any situation if you're connected to your daddy and you listen to the whisper.
I
The
love
whisper
that.
never fails you. It never fails you.
Every time you say that, just like it's like a coolness that comes
Yes,
across, because it's just like you said, he's telling you, he's giving you instructions, and I'm so
yes,
glad that time at your, when you were dealing with that and saying to yourself, "This is my," you like you said, and I think we all go there when
yes,
when there's a loss, not just in the
yeah,
business or anything, and we kind of look at ourselves first and say, "Okay, what did I do? Where did I fail at?
hmm,
Maybe this wasn't for me." And then you
yeah,
can go down in that slope. And I am so glad that whisper came in your ear, because if it wasn't
girl.
for that, you would just Then I Rise, everything that you accomplished, that you're doing for so many people, wouldn't have happened. And that would have been, oh my God.
That's
But
all him.
yeah.
Yes, it really is all him. Because I fought for a long time. God gave me Then I Rise like years before that, and those notebooks and things we scribble in, and then
Hmm.
we put it away.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I put it away.
Mm.
Um, and I started the business that I wanted to start, that I was most comfortable doing. I did things my way. I didn't listen to daddy.
Mm.
So, that's a whole nother show. That's a whole whoo, obedience. Obedience.
We need like a second
Yeah,
second show for that one for you.
segment for that. But it's so true. When you clear the white noise
Hmm.
and make the space in your life to hear. And it's so funny. We were talking before this about, the pre-show. Pre-show is always juicy, right? We we were talking about Clubhouse and this new rage, right? This Clubhouse. And I got the chance to sit in a few rooms and just listen, and there was this underlying current of stillness.
Mm.
And I did a room yesterday, and we just took a moment of silence.
Mm.
And it was so powerful because most folks are afraid of stillness. They're afraid of the quiet. And that's when you get the best stuff poured into you, when it's quiet and it's still, and you allow God the space he needs to work the magic that he does in you. So, yeah, stillness and quietness is when a lot of the stuff that I do gets birthed. That in the shower. I don't know what's up with the shower.
See, I was gonna before you said the shower, I was gonna be like, when you're talking about the stillness and the quietness, I said that goes in the concept of what you're talking about for your word with being present. I was just thinking
Yes.
about all that kind of goes together. And
Yeah.
you're right. You are so right, Queen. Where we're so, I think we're all so busy just doing and getting things done, having to get the result. We're trying to get the results. We're trying to do this. Then the new fad, like you said, the Clubhouse, and you're looking at, you got your show, or you have this and
Yes.
everything, and then you don't sit back, like you said, just sit,
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, let me pause.
Right.
And as soon as you even get slow like that, some people get nervous. They're like, wait a
Yeah.
minute, what are you doing? You stopping? No.
So yeah, it's crazy. It's people freak out when there's quiet. They can't cope. I mean, I've had folks say to me, I had to live overseas for a while when I was in corporate, I had to live in the Netherlands for about 5, 6 months. I think closer to 5. And I'd call home and talk to my friends, and well, I gotta go. I'm heading out to dinner. They're like, oh, well, did you make some friends? Like, I was like, well, I have made friends, but everybody is family. So I'm just gonna go to a restaurant. You're gonna go to the restaurant by yourself? Yeah. I like hanging out with me. I think I'm pretty cool. Yeah, I can sit at the restaurant. I can make notes, or now you can look at your phone, but then I didn't have a cell phone. So I literally had to be my company, and people struggle with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's a part where either you're talking to your coach or your therapist about what are those things, what are the boogeymen that scare you when you're alone.
Ooh.
Write those down. What are they? Oh, I don't like being by myself because. And go about working on it.
That's part. I like how you said, yeah, I kind of like it. I think I'm a cool person. I can hang out with myself. I love that.
Girl, if you can't have a meal with yourself, we gotta talk.
Yeah. Yeah. But you reminded me before the whole, the pandemic and COVID happened a year ago, when I used to come from work, because as we all know, we're working from home. We're doing what we got to do at home now. But I used to come from work to the house at night, and I would stop at my little favorite. I had a favorite little restaurant. They had like the soul food stuff, the real good stuff. And I would come there like maybe 3 times out the week just to sit back and journal. And they got a chance. They knew me like I was family in there, because I would come every week. And they said, Barbara, we got your table. We got we got your special table that you like. And I said, thank you. And I would sit there for maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours, and just write, collect my thoughts, So I totally get it, where, it's so powerful, because that's where you can kind of start dumping and stuff in your journal. And that's where the books, that's where all that stuff comes from out of us, is, when we sit back. Yeah.
Yeah. So true. And that's where you're going to get your rise material. That's where you get it.
That's what I'm saying. Yes. Yes. So, lady, before we, sign off, because boy, this time's like, dang.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna start making these things an hour for some people. The ones that I really want to kind of get more into. But one thing I want to make sure, because like I always tell the queens when they come on, this is about you. I know we had wonderful conversation, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself down for just a minute, and I want you just to share anything else that you want with the listeners about what you do, and really just to get them to, just give your wisdom, give some wisdom to them. So I'm gonna come down. I'll be back.
All right, sounds good. Hey, queens. I guess if I could share anything with you in closing, it would be something that I've been saying an awful lot lately. I guess it's because I feel so passionate about it. But I just want you to know that enough is enough. I want you to know that you don't have to put yourself last anymore. You don't have to turn the other way when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to your shine. You don't have to come in second, third, fourth, or fifth. You need to know that it's okay to be number one in your life. You need to know that you can reboot and rebuild and reclaim your life, and you can do it confidently. And yes, I'm a confidence coach, so I'm happy to help you start to make that journey. But honestly, when you think about all the amazing things, and I'm serious, sit down and write down all the amazing things that you have accomplished. You can start off from there feeling good about what you have given the world so far. And sure, if you need a coach to help you do some more, then let's go. Let's go. But enough is enough. It's your time. It's your time to rise now. God bless you.
Now you see, I just went boom. My head just went poof. I forgot. You know what? See, that's why I got to bring you back, Queen. The 3 R's. Oh, we didn't even discuss that. There's so much. Okay. Let me calm down. I got to do what you just told me to do.
This has been so much fun, though.
I'm telling you. So okay. Before we and I want them please let everybody know how to get in contact with you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook, of course. You can look me up under Tanya Blackwood, as well as Then I Rise. And also Instagram, it's both Then I Rise and Tanya Blackwood. And I'm under the both things on Clubhouse if you're in there. Tanya Blackwood on LinkedIn. So you can find me. Just put in Tanya Blackwood and I'll come up for something. Hopefully not a bad video, but yeah, something. Yeah, and I look forward to meeting everybody. And if you're interested in any of my books, you'll be able to get a link in my store on my website as soon as they're available. Courageous Enough to Launch is already out, and that is a powerful collection of stories. So if you're looking to launch a business, that is a must read. And wait for Make It Happen. Oh my goodness. Woo! I can't wait.
Wow. See, look at this lady. So, okay, I do this all the time to all the queens. You need to contact her. Just let everybody know, hey, all my listeners, do you see why you need to talk and contact her and get with her and be a client or whatever you need to do? Because she's just many hats, many talents, many gifts. And the biggest part of everything that she does, it comes from her daddy, from God. And you know that there is no question after that. So Lady Queen, thank you I am so honored for you to be on my show, to spotlight you. I'm going to have to bring you back. I already see it. I'm just putting it out there.
I can't wait.
We have to move and groove and collaborate with some more things. I totally, it's an honor, and I'm learning from you. Like I told her earlier in the green room, the virtual green room, I said, you done this already. You can teach me. So this is what we do. This is what we do.
We sit here. You forgot the 3 R's, right? That's what you said. I forgot stuff too to share, so we need to come back. I need to tell them about Life Empowered.
Thank you. I mean, she got Academy. I'm like, okay, see, the list goes on. I'm like, what am I?
We having too much fun together. That's all right. No, this has been amazing.
So yeah, we definitely. So people, please support. Reach out. That's one of the reasons why I do these spotlights, is to spotlight the royalty, the genius, the gifts that these women have, so you can know who they are, know where they came from, and know what they're doing right now, what they stand for, because it's about getting through your story. And then after that, I always say cherry on top is to give to others and help others know that there's a light and there's hope. And there's hope in their life. So thank you again, Queen, for allowing me to spotlight you today. And I always tell people, I direct them, if anybody's interested in being spotlighted on the Diamond Factor Spotlight Show, you can do that. I welcome you with open arms. You can just go on the messenger under the Facebook and just message me, and we can get together, get you on the date and time. And I always have to end this way. Remember your Diamond Factor, as I always say, that is your PPD. Your purpose, your passion, and your drive in you, those gifts, those talents, the yearning that you love, that you get up every day and you go and every day you just push and push. That is your PPD. But just don't keep it hidden, because it's so awesome that it can help others. So I'll see you on the next Diamond Spotlight. Queen, thank you. Then I rise. Woo! See you later.
Thank you.
Woo! Did we have a good Friday or what? I love Tanya Blackwood. She is so awesome and amazing. I just love people that just come in and just, as soon as they walk in a room or a virtual room, Zoom, StreamYard, whatever that you're using, and they just light it up. And that's what she does. Every time I interview her, every time we see each other, she's just the same. Isn't it nice when you can meet people and they don't have like this Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde syndrome? It's like, okay, I've been knowing this person. She's always, happy and cheerful. And even some days you might have some down days, but even with the down days, you still have that light that still shines. But, some people, you go there, you go like, oh, 1 minute they're like, and 1 minute like, yay. It's like, okay, I don't understand. You're all over the place. I get we're all going through trial and tribulations, but the light still can be there, just a flicker of it at times. And that's what Tanya does. She has that light in her, and I just love talking to her and interviewing her. And we do need to do some other things together. So I am going to have to reach out to her. When I was looking at that interview, I'm like, I got to follow up on that. So Tanya, you'll be hearing from me. So I want to end. Okay, this is Friday, end of the week. Okay, I want you all to have a wonderful, spectacular, incredible, awesome, amazing weekend. But before we even go into that, I want to leave you with what I started off with. Try to do the bookends. Gratitude. Be grateful for who you are, because you are awesome, amazing, incredible, and just great. Always remember that. Don't let the words and the power of words that people put in their mouth, that sometimes, the most time, they don't understand what they're saying in a negative fashion. Because I always tell people words are very, very powerful in a person's life. So make sure that you don't let that derail you on who you are. Because I don't care what you're doing. I don't care what you're about. You are special. You're amazing. You're incredible in your own way, because you have your own gifts and talents. Okay? And let's be grateful for that. So every day is a blessing. Every moment of every day is full of gratitude. There is always something to be grateful for. Remember that always, no matter what the day is giving you, even when life is tough, gratitude, has a snowball effect. Open your world up to many opportunities. Even during a bad day when you are stuck in a rut, you can be grateful at night that the day is over. That day's gone. Looking back at your life challenges, you can see the lessons you learned and the opportunities that came out of these life lessons. Rise above disappointment. Let the past mistakes go, but learn from them. I'm going to add that there. Do not hold on or beat yourself up. Admit, forgive, and move on. Being grateful for these disappointments has you continue in your journey. Allow courage and determination to move you forward as you feel grateful in your heart for these life lessons. Today, be grateful for everything, being able to see, smell, touch, hear, and taste life. Just be grateful for living. Whew, how can you not just take a pause on that? Be grateful, everybody. I am grateful for each and every one of you today, for coming on, either seeing this as a replay or seeing this as a live. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. It always takes, like I said, the people that come on this show, the people that are experts on this show, and the viewers that watch this show. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and my soul to keep the Diamond Factor experience with Barbara Beckley keep moving forward. Because again, we're about awareness, educate, and motivate. Those are the three pillars that I have on this show. And I bring people to do all of that so you can get value, and you could understand how important the value comes into you of having your own, what I call PPD, your purpose, your passion, and your drive. Let that be the foundation to motivate you, because you have that gift. And I wrap it all up in a package with a little bow at the top, and I call that your diamond factor. With that, let that shine throughout the world and throughout the weekend. And we will see you back on Monday. Take care.